Good afternoon from Two Happy Children Farm. I'm out walking in the sweet corn field. This is probably November 10th harvest, and I wanted to give you an update on what it looks like and talk a little bit about farming in Texas and compare it a little bit to what I've seen up in the Midwest. First of all, this corn crop is doing really nice. This is our first field, like I said in another video, where we went to the full Martin no-till system with the Martin floating wheels, and then we went with the Thompson system on the closing wheels and seed tube guard. And this is the first time we ran that planter with everything set pretty well. This field is a no-till field. Before I planted, we had an inch of rain about 5 days earlier, so the soil was really moist, and with a typical planter, I would have set up some pretty significant sidewall compaction and had trouble closing the slot. But I just want to have you look at this, for example. This is a really great stand of sweet corn. One of the things that I really like to see is the plant size. These 5 or 6, 7 or 8, all of them are the same size, so they essentially came up very soon after each other. I have a good thick stalks at the base, and then my plant spacing is really good. You can still see some of the old residue from the previous crop. So this was not a forgiving field to plant in at all. On our farm we use no-till for the sweet corn during the fall, because it lets us to get back into the field without fully working the field, which gets me to my point what it's like farming in Texas. We do farm 2 crops of sweet corn. The second crop though is planted starting late July, and that's when the rain can really shut off, so I don't have any extra moisture to work with, and I don't have any chance of going in and doing full-scale tillage, reworking the ground, and then hoping for some rain to settle things down. I would end up with a really fluffy seed bed if I could even get it to till at all. So the best thing we found is to plant this in the spring. Sometimes it's no-till, sometimes it's full-scale tillage, but then the summer planting is no-till. We just don't have the water resources to go back fully till and hope for the best. This is a no-till field. I like how the plants look. I like the uniformity, I like the spacing, and we're seeing some really thick stalks, so I think using those Mojo wires and the Keaton seed firmer really put that seed down into the moisture. I mean, really pressed it in, and then once it got in, they germinated uniformly. And once they germinate uniformly, then they have really good access to roots growing out there. If you're familiar with the Thompson closing wheels, it's a spiked system instead of a rubber system. So that sidewall is then crushed and basically lightly tilled after it's closed. So that first top 2 inches of soil is loose over the seed, and the bottom area is firm because it was pushed in with the seed firmer and Mojo wire. So I think it's really working out well. You get to push in that dirt. You get loose soil for those top 2 inches of roots to grow into. At the same time, you're no-tilling, so you're not opening up the soil and losing all the moisture you might have. So that's an update from our farm, looking at sweet corn. This is about shoulder high, which is just about right for sweet corn. It's starting to tassel and starting to smell stuff, so we're starting to look at scouting for worms. We do see some feeding here, cucumber beetle or corn rootworm beetle, and so we're going to be taking care of this field from now through harvest. But I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you learned something. This is the second crop of this season, and some of the challenges we have facing us in Texas, even with longer days and more heat that can also work against you. So we have to work with it instead of against it. Thanks for watching, and we'll give you an update as this field progresses.